All rise. The Honorable Little Miss Ivy presiding. If it pleases the court, I will start my closing arguments. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I don't drive a big fancy car or live in a big fancy house. Heck, to tell you the truth, I'm just by God's grace away from living in a van down by the river. But that's neither here nor there. What I'm trying to say is, I'm just your boy who can only dream he is on a mission from his God to expose those who have craftily convinced Israel to continue being in opposition to their Creator. Expose the identity flaws of the black Hebrew Israelites' flower and show you they are nothing more or less than stank weed. And I'm not talking about marijuana cigarettes either. But last but not least, expose the plot against the so-called African Americans by those of black influence who give aid and comfort to our God-given enemies by once again subverting my God's will and participating in the endeavor to once again use the old classic Egyptian affliction Stockholm Helsinki Jedi mind trick on us in a futile attempt to refuse to let us go. My God's will, I will complete my exposure of the black Hebrew Israelites and the like, including all black leadership, with being nothing more or less than Judas goat terminators among Israel. What's that, little queen? What's a Judas goat? Good question. To get the full intent of the perception, close your eyes and envision the group of people I'm describing. You got them closed? All right. According to Wikipedia, under Judas goat, quote, a Judas goat is a trained goat used in general animal herding. The Judas goat is trained to associate with sheep or cattle, leading them to a specific destination. In stockyards, a Judas goat will lead sheep to the slaughter while its own life is spared. Judas goats are also used to lead other animals to specific pens or onto trucks. Stop. Bingo. You can open your eyes now. Who did you perceive? Who, me? I perceived each and every one of your local, state, federal, social, and religious official with power to influence. Yep, they fit this bill to the jot and the tittle. And to think, they all have the same vital agenda. You know, do whatever it takes, but don't let them cry out to their God to be saved. Think about it like the I'm just a bill. Yes, I'm only a bill. Little fella for just a minute. What I mean is, before a law is passed on the floor, it has gone through so many committees and subcommittees in which your local black elected official, guess what? He has the seniority and he's on those committees. Yep. It has gone through so many black people's hands, including all of the aides and staff who actually read the bill, that anything underhanded the white man tries, it should have been exposed without fail. But guess what? With the exception of Cynthia McKinney, the scriptures ring true. No one will help us. But wait, ladies and gentlemen. Here comes the real reason why I call them terminators. Close your eyes again. Under goat tracking feral goat. Just say it again. Under goats tracking feral goats. Quote, the phrase has also been used to describe a goat that is used to find feral goats. And a feral goat is a domestic animal that has escaped the plantation and now is living as a wild animal. So let's go again. The phrase has also been used to describe a goat that is used to find feral goats that are targeted for eradication. The Judas goat is usually sterilized, outfitted with a transmitter, painted in red, and then released. The goat then finds the remaining herds of feral goats, allowing hunters to exterminate them. Example. You can open your eyes now. Question. Who did you envision? Who, me? I got to be like my daddy on this one and not change. I perceive each and every one of your local, state, federal, social, religious official who has the power to influence. Yep, they fit this bill to the teeth and the Rephaim seed, shaming you to conform, convincing you to conform, prodding you to conform, group thinking, ignoring you because you are so starved to be liked. So you crack and conform, not working in your best interest, working directly against your best interest, etc. Think about it for just a minute, people. How on earth could Nixon start and their successful enterprise of school to prison pipeline continue to thrive if black school administrators gave one loosey-goosey crap about black people? Better yet, how on earth could the fuzz kill, sack, raise, pillage, prey, and poach on the black community when they have black officers not only in the official meetings on the points of interest, some black officers are in charge of the fleecing? No way can you have a soul and be complacent and perpetrate the crimes against humanity we all know has become commonplace. No, ladies and gentlemen, whether the black rich, powerful, or influential know it or not, they did not make it in a world ran, owned, and operated by demons who have a God-given hatred for you and become successful within their matrix of deception without a little help from their friends. How on earth do you think they can get away with this, you ponder? Well, first, many of them already know their fate and are just being haters, trying to take you down with them. And then you have the other cats. You know, the theosophy cats, like the Watchman reports. You guys remember when I exposed his meditation teachings through his own words to being led by a spirit guide? Well, when you get down, get funky, and get loose in the teachings the Watchman is dabbling in, they believe they are being groomed and will become ascended masters upon death, thus escaping the fires of hell. So, this is the real reason they can continue to do the things they do with an unrepentant heart, thinking they are doing what is pleasing to the force. I say it like that because, as the scriptures attest, many angelic evildoers can be in the same region and work together when prayed to together. What? You object? Prove it in the scriptures? Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I present to you Exhibit F. Please turn to, Donald Trump says 2 Chronicles, but I'm going to say it right. 2 Chronicles 28, 20 through 23 in the Septuagint, please. Perceptual context. We will be reading the entire chapter once we get to Jerusalem. But as far as proof of this theory, the northern tribes had picked a foreign king over them. You heard me right. And because the southern tribe refused to back a northern tribe / Syrian coalition to buck on the Assyrians, the northern tribe attacked the southern tribes. Don't feel sorry for the south. Don't feel sorry for the south, because they were doing even worse wickedness than the northern tribes. Well, the wicked southern king asked for the Assyrian to help him, which he did at a whopping price, and attacked the southern tribes as well. Not only that, the power vacuum caused all of our surrounding enemies to raid the southern tribes and take entire cities. Let's pick it up at verse 20. Quote, "And there came against him Tiglath-Pileser, king of Assyria, and he afflicted him. And Ashkenaz took the things that were in the house of the Lord and the things in the house of the king and of the princes, and gave them to the king of Assyria. But he was no help to him, but only troubled him in his affliction. And he, Achaz, departed yet more from the Lord. And the king Achaz said, this is what he said, I will seek after the gods, with an S, of Damascus that smite me. And he said, again what he said, for as much as the gods, with an S, of the king of Syria themselves strengthen them. What? Let me say it again. This is what he said. For as much as the gods of the king of Syria themselves strengthen them. Themselves strengthen them. Therefore will I sacrifice to them, and they will help me. But they became a stumbling block to him and to all Israel. Example. So as you can see, ladies and gentlemen, everything we have discovered in the scriptures and history about how my God allotted an angelic governmental administration for each nation is true. As you can also hopefully see and perceive, this here is real. There are real entities behind each idol, image, witchcraft, and sorceries. And as you can see, the angelic or Nephilim spirits not only profane the king, they, quote, they became a stumbling block to him, comma, and to all Israel. And my God's will, before these arguments are closed, you will perceive there is nothing new under the sun, meaning the exact same witchcraft, sorceries, and bringing forth iniquity is being used in the midst of the so-called African Americans by the exact same strange children of the Nephilim today. I call them strange children because that is what the scriptures call them. What? You object on the grounds of speculation? Your Honor, Your Honor. If it would please the court, perceptual context. Remember the video where we discovered many of the northern tribes settled in Jerusalem, Judah, and Benjamin before, during, and after Tiglath-Pileser took the northern tribes away? You remember that, right? Well, if you remember that, please turn to Uncle Isaiah 2, 5 through 6 in the Septuagint, please. Go ahead and get there. You ready? Quote, and now, O house of Jacob, come and let us walk in the light of the Lord. For he has forsaken his people, the house of Israel, because their land is filled as at the beginning with divinations, comma, as the land of the Philistines. Listen up, listen up. And many strange children were born to them. What? And many strange children were born to them. Example, I told you, and it's my theory, many strange children are being born by Israel today as well.